Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ahmad. My ID is 003 and my department is PS Chemistry. Today I'm here to present my presentation and my presentation topic is pH measurements of our blood and non-active solvents. Basically, my topic consists of two parts. First is pH of blood and the second pH measurement of non-active solvents. First of all, we will see the contents of blood. Blood. We will cover in this topic pH of blood, pH, pH measurements, glass electrodes, metal oxide electrodes, conductimeter pH sensor, fiber optic pH sensors, and temperature dependence. Calibration. So first of all, what is pH? pH is a measure of how acidic or basic water is. The range goes from 0 to 14 with the 7 being neutral. pH of less than 7 indicates acidity, whereas the pH of greater than 7 indicates base. The pH of water is very important measurement concerning water quality. Blood pH. Blood is normally slightly basic with the normal pH range of about 7.35 to 7.45. Usually the blood maintains the pH of blood close to 7.40. A doctor evaluates the person's acid-base balance by measuring the pH and levels of carbon dioxide and bicarbonates in the blood. In comparison, our stomach acid has pH of around 1.5 to 3.5. This makes it acidic. A low pH is good for digesting food and destroying any germs that get into stomach. The pH of blood plasma and various other body solutions is tightly regulated variables in human psychology. As we see in the picture, if the pH blood level of pH in blood goes to decrease, then a person can die. If decrease, then also can die. First off, glass lactose. In glass lactose method, non-pH of a reference solution is determined by using two electrodes. In this case, glass electrodes and reference electrodes, and measuring the voltage generated by two electrodes. The liquid inside the glass electrodes usually has a pH of 7, as we can see in the picture. Here, the reference electrodes, here the ceramic junction, internal electrodes, that solution, pH sensitive bulk measurement. Second one is metal oxide electrodes. Working on similar principle, rhodium iridium can be used as electrodes. Chemical equilibrium between salt and salt solution cause potential between the electrodes, easy to minimize and comics compatible. Third one is conductimeter pH sensor. A conductimeter consists of probe that measure conductivity. A small electric current flows between two electrodes set a certain distance apart, usually around 1 centimeter. If there is a high concentration of ions in the solution, the conductance is high, resulting in fast current based on the change in conductivity upon contact with changing pH. Here the conductimeter pH sensor. Fourth one is fiber optic pH sensor. An optic pH sensor is mainly composed of pH indicator and an organic carrier. Its principle of measure to utilize the acid-base indicator to make the hydrogen ions in the solution. By measuring the variation in optical characteristics, the pH value of the solution can be determined. It is shaped small and can be placed in patient arteries. Indicator Diphenol red can be used for green 7.0 to 7.5. It is based on the absorption of fluorescence. Here we can see the fiber optic pH sensor. Now we talk about temperature dependence. pH decrease with increase in temperature at 100 degrees centigrade. A pH value of 6.14 is a new neutral point on the pH scale. At higher temperature, its effect. The solubility of oxygen and carbon dioxide is increased at lower temperature. As a result, there is controversy about how arterial blood gases should be interpreted in patients with altered body temperature, with hypothermia being most clinically relevant. Here we can see temperature dependence, as we can see in picture. When we talk about calibration, pH calibration solution, also called pH buffers, are an essential tool when measuring pH with the pH meter and electrode. Using a high-grade buffer to calibrate your meter before each use the only tried and true way to get the most accurate result every time. The general process for calibration is to use at least two known data points to adjust the pH values associated with the MV output. It is common to use pH 7.00 as one buffer solution and then pH 4.01 or pH 10 as the other. Adding more data points will increase accuracy. Now we talk about non-active solvents. Content. Introduction, pH electrodes, calibration standards, sample preparation, electrode conditioning. So, introduction of non-active solvents. A simple extraction produced using water is recommended for measuring the pH of non-active solution containing water immiscible solids. Water is added and mixed slowly with sample. After reaching equilibrium, the solvent phase is separated and the pH of the water phase is then measured. pH measurement in non-aqueous and mixed solution poses a number of issues such as dissociation of the solvent, different pH scale, and liquid junction potential to name a few. The typical problem encountered during measurements with pH electrodes are slow response time, unstable readings, and erroneous results. The first one is pH electrodes. A glass body electrodes resist chemical attack. A flow reference should be used to eliminate or minimize liquid junction problem, and aqueous filling solution may be used but most often develops a large or unstable junction. This can be reduced by changing the filling solution so that it is compatible with sample. For example, methanol saturated with HCl 90% glacial acetic acid plus 10% saturated acid. pH electrodes. A glass body electrode resists chemical attack. A flowing reference should be used to eliminate or minimize liquid junction problem. An aqueous filling solution may be used, but most often develops a large or unstable junction potential. This can be reduced by changing the filling solution so that it is compatible with the sample. For example, methanol saturated with KCl 90 and 90% glacial acetic acid plus 10% saturated acetic acid. Second one is calibration standards. Calibration standards, ideally the calibration standards should have same background as the sample. A constant solvent background may be used in testing the measuring system. A check standard made with dry buffer and some and same solvent background can be measured after calibrating the electrometer system in aqueous pH buffers. It reproducibly is a good test, although the reading will be different from the aqueous value in pH measurements and non-aqueous and mixed solutions. Only relative readings can be obtained. Third one is sample preparation. The ionic strength of non-aqueous solvents can be increased by adding a neutral electrolyte such as the quaternary ammonium salt. Fourth one is electrode conditioning. When measuring pure solvent or sample with less than 20% water, the contact time of the electrode to the sample should be kept to a more minimum as solvent may dehydrate the glass membrane. Between measurements and after use, it should be soaked and buffer or easier solution to hydrate the glass membrane. Dried electrodes can be driftily and sluggish. That's all from my side. Thank you.